22-year-old Jordan Morris of Seattle Sounders gave the U.S. men's national team the decisive victory on Wednesday night in Santa Clara, California, to give the U.S. MNT, as we call them, a 6th gold title on Wednesday night. It is on this victorious note I'm welcoming you to another episode of Limitless Soccer this week on this wonderful TV channel. My name is Bayonle Arashi. As usual, every Saturday we have a lot for you on the show. But first, we have to allow you to savor that victory of the United States men's national team on Wednesday evening as they won their 6th gold title versus the Reggae Boys from Jamaica. It was a very good fight between those two teams, giving a good account of themselves and, of course, representing their father and motherland very well. Enjoy that highlight of the Gold Cup finals between USA and Jamaica. And, of course, I'll be back. Welcome to Limitless Soccer for this week. Welcome back. Did you see that 28-yard free kick from Josie Altidore? That was a very brilliant goal. But of course, that decisive goal by Morris actually won the battle that day for the U.S. men's national team. Congratulations to everyone at U.S. Soccer from all of us at Limitless Soccer. And of course, the qualifiers for the World Cup is the one that they have to face fully right now. And of course, see that the USA is well represented at the World Cup come Russia 2018. Quickly, we go to the European football right now. It is less than 20 days to the start of the most glamorous league in the world, the English Premier League, and of course the other leagues across Europe, the Spanish La Liga, German Bundesliga, and of course French Ligue 1. And you know that most of the teams have been practicing and playing in the International Champions Cup right here in the USA and of course in China. Within the week, Chelsea, the English champion, played a friendly. Of course, that was a friendly, but of course, it wasn't a friendly affair if you watch that game. But if you miss it, of course, trust us on Limitless Soccer that you get to see the highlights on the show today. Chelsea lost that game by 3-2, conceding 3 early goals in that game. But of course, they fought back, as we know they've always done. But in case you do not know, I'm a good, big Chelsea fan. So that should tell you what that game meant to some of us that are a huge fan of that football club from England. Chelsea actually lost that game to Bayern Munich. So we bring you the highlight of that game at the ICC. And of course, Barcelona played a friendly with Manchester United also within the week. That was a very big game that has over 80,000 people at the FedEx Stadium. That was very huge. Barcelona won that game courtesy of Neymar lone goal for them. So enjoy the highlight between Chelsea, Bayern Munich, and of course Barcelona, Manchester United at the International Champions Cup played within the week. I'll be back on the show. It's still Limitless Soccer. Welcome back. What do you make of that Chelsea team? But of course, you know, some of the top players that were signed didn't actually play except for Alvaro Morata making his debut in that game and of course giving that assist to Batshuayi to score the 2nd goal for Chelsea late in the second half. How about Manchester United? That team to me looks very solid and I think they will compete very well in both Europe and the local league this season. Barcelona, as usual, they look very strong, especially with the new signing, the right fullback signing for them. The guy really played well, and the second half as well, they played some great game. We have more highlights from the ICC for you, but of course, straight we come back home again to our own Major League Soccer, and I'm so excited to announce that our own Houston Dynamo did something wonderful last weekend, of course, getting their first away victory of the season. Of course, they waited 20 weeks before they could achieve that particular feat, defeating DC United by 3-1 right at their own home. We have the highlight of that game, Houston Dynamo versus DC United. And of course, you get to see all the 3 goals for Houston Dynamo in that game. I'll be back on Limitless Soccer. Welcome back. I'm sure you enjoyed that highlight as much as I did. Of course, you need to know how glamorous the Major League Soccer is only when you are at the stadium live and see whenever the players step onto the field. The Houston Dynamo will later today play against Portland Timbers at 7 o'clock at the BBVA Stadium. That's going to be an home game, and it should be pretty easy for the Dynamo. Of course, we wish them the best of luck, and hopefully we will be at the stadium cheering them on and, of course, supporting the Dynamo of Houston. Of course, straight we go back to the ICC tournament, the International Champions Cup. There was two other very interesting games, and of course, as we wind down today on the show, Manchester City defeated Real Madrid, European and Spanish champion, also within the week in the International Champions Cup. That was a surprise to a lot of people, but I wasn't surprised because Guardiola really looked angry with his signing last weekend, welcoming Danilo, signing two strong right fullback and two strong left fullback in the same week, just within 2 days. Of course, they defeated the European champions by 4-1. A very emphatic victory for the City boys in that one. We have the highlight of that game, and we also have the highlight of the French superstars PSG against Juventus. Of course, you know, Juventus were also the champions of the Italian Serie A last season. The Italian Serie A champions actually won that game, but it was a very feisty game. And of course, you get to see the highlight, and I'll be back to round off the show. Come sponsor Limitless Soccer. You will be glad you did, but I'll be back after the highlight. It is here we draw the curtain on the show for today and this week on Limitless Soccer. Not so much happened in the past week in the transfer window, except for the rumor here and there. We heard that Antonio Conte, Chelsea coach, is actually making inquiries about that Portuguese midfielder, young midfielder Sanchez, and of course he might be thinking of bringing him to the Stamford Bridge. And of course we heard that Matic, the manager Matic, is about signing for Manchester United for a fee of around £50 million. And of course, Liverpool are saying no to Barcelona, and they should please allow their super midfielder to concentrate on the new league season coming up. Philippe Coutinho, he said he wants to move to Barcelona, and Liverpool said if you have to sign him, you have to pay us, wait for it, £160 million. You know, the transfer window has been crazy in this particular summer transfer window, but we'll see how that pans out. And of course, there's a little calm for Neymar right now from Barcelona to PSG. We've not been hearing anything, but you know, whenever there's calm like that, maybe something big is about to happen. I'll see you guys next week, God willing. My name is Bayonle Arashi. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.